copy the PO, double click, copy. Now, do we do a goods receipt? No, we don't do a goods receipt. Instead, close this tab and go to the service entry sheet. So for services, you use service entry sheet. For regular physical goods, you use a goods receipt. Goods receipt versus service entry sheet. So you would have to remember this. Services use service entry sheet. Physical goods use goods receipt. So we are not going to go to MyGo and do a goods receipt. Instead, we are going to go to the service entry sheet. You go click on maintain. So service entry is just a fancy term again for recording services that have been performed. So some services are being performed, like a basic electric service, advanced electric service, labor. So what are they being performed against? Against a PO. What is our PO? Well, it's in our clipboard. So we're going to paste it here. Where are we going to paste it? We should refer it somewhere, right? We refer it here. Enter your purchase order number and click OK. That's easy, right? And then we're going to click on the new button here. So it creates a new entry sheet. So click on new and select your services. And we're going to give it a description. Pump repair. Or it could be something else, any kind of description. And what are the services that we have ordered? We have ordered for a basic electric service, right? We've selected our PO, but the services have not come in from the PO yet. So in order for the services from the PO to come in, you have to select those services. So click on this button and click OK. So this is the service that we have asked for, right? So copy those services into our service entry sheet. The only item that we have ordered is a basic electric service, and that's for 1 hour. If you look at this line number 10, there's a check mark here. This means that it's a planned service. So we have already planned for it. Where did we plan for it? Right at the time of creating a PO. So at the time of creating a PO, we know that we needed a pump repair. We know the vendor, and we know that it's going to require roughly 1 hour of electric service. So that's a planned service. Now, the electrician has come in and he is going to perform all the steps that we discussed in the other slide. What are the steps? These steps. Some basic problem identification, and then spare parts identification, fixing the problem, cleaning service, all different kinds of services. But we have ordered only for the basic electric service. How do we add more services, right? That's the real reason why we have come here instead of doing it in the goods receipt. So we cannot add more items at the line item level and goods receipt. So we are using a service entry sheet for that. This is SAP's way of entering services. Can we enter them here? Like so. So electric service, not 01, but 02, quantity of 1. Hit enter. Can we do that? Whoops. We have a problem here. If you cannot enter an unplanned service, what's the fun in doing this in a service entry sheet? We have the same problem as we have in MyGo, goods receipt, right? Or is it really a problem? Well, the reason why we cannot enter an unplanned service here is because at the time of creating a PO, we have to plan for it. Well, it's not that complicated. I'm going to tell you. So let's abandon this guy. Cancel. Do you want to cancel the maintenance? Yes. Go back. Go to ME22N. Open the same PO that we have created. And over here, go to the limits tab at the line item level. And here you can put a limit. For now, we have said that we require $10 or 1 hour worth of service. But there could be more services that are required, right? Like advanced installation, manual labor, so on and so forth. So we're going to set a limit of $100. So $100 is the limit, and it's going to be going against the admin cost center. So anytime we do a service, we need somebody to eat that service. And this guy, admin department, is going to eat the cost of that service. So we have set an overall limit of $100. There are many ways to set the limit, like no limit or limits by contract, but we're not going to go there. Just set an overall limit of $100. And what does that mean? That means that the electrician or the vendor is free to perform any kind of service until a limit of $100. Although we have originally said that the purchase order is for $10, we are giving leeway to the electrician or the vendor because we don't really know what is required to repair that pump. Now, let's save this. Go back and maintain a service entry sheet again. What is the service entry sheet for? It's for this purchase order that we have just entered. Hit enter. And we're going to create a new service entry sheet for pump repair. We're going to adopt the items from the purchase order. Click on this button, enter the purchase order number line item there, click OK. And the first line item is a basic electric service. Well, that's a planned service, we're happy with it. But the electrician is going to say, I need to do an advanced electric service, like an installation. Okay, sure. Go ahead, create them. And the price for that is going to be $20. Sure, no problem. See, this time, SAP did not object. It said, okay, it made an entry. And as you can see, this is an unplanned service. What do I mean by unplanned? It's unplanned with reference to the purchase order. So originally, when I'm the owner, I said, I need a pump repair. I didn't know that it's going to require an advanced electric service. I only said, okay, 1 hour of service. But after the electrician has come in, he has seen this, he thought that an advanced electric service is required. Okay, we're going to enter that during the service entry sheet. And maybe you require labor, right? Labor 01, quantity of 1, at a price of, say, $10 per hour. And that's also an unplanned service. So the electrician says happy with it, he has fixed the problem. Now, we go verify it, and somebody has to approve it, right? Because there's no stock to really show what we have paid for. It's a service, right? So somebody has to really approve a service. That was not the case with goods receipt. With goods receipt, because we have goods to show for in the warehouse, nobody needs to approve it. As long as there's a PO, you can go do a goods receipt. Somebody in the warehouse will go do a goods receipt. But a service always needs to be approved by an authority. A manager or somebody who is superior has to approve that the service has been performed. So you can save the service entry sheet. That means that the service has been performed. All good. But that's not the end of service entry. Somebody has to accept it. So you can save this, and now a manager has to accept it, right? Let's say I'm the manager, and I go to change mode, and you see this? The service entry sheet is not accepted yet. And that's why you see no acceptance here. If I'm the manager, I can just go here and click accept and click save. Now the service entry sheet is really complete. So we have procured a basic electric service, an advanced electric service, and a manual labor.